Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in today's video I'm going to show you my Team June swap. Sorry, I forgot my punch. I had to go get my punch out of the drawer. Our Team June swaps and how I cased one of them, and I'll kind of explain what casing is and show you some examples. So let's start with the swaps. We'll start with mine first. Mine look like this. If you watch my channel, you know that I wanted to try that new, or I don't think it's new, but the Q-tip technique. So that was my swap here, and this is the Q-tip technique up here. You can find that on my YouTube channel or here on Facebook too, depending which way you're watching it. But that was my June swap, and then this one was Brenda's June swap. Look how pretty. Now this is the stamp from it's a celebration, Wonderful World, something like that, and it has the designer series paper that coordinates, so you can get that stamp set for free. And she must have colored hers with the marker because it's two-toned, so she must have done this. I believe that's Old Olive and then some Calypso Coral. But look how pretty Brenda's card is. And then you have Mary Duran's card. Now, Mary, this is the Splendid Day bundle, maybe the Suite, because it has the designer series paper both here, and she did use the dies to cut out with a little bit of designer series paper there, and the stamp set, the ribbon, and of course, like I said, the dies already. So that's Mary's card. Now, when you sign up to be a demonstrator, you usually sign under demonstrator, and that's how I've created my team. That's what these are, other demonstrators. This is Mary Duran's card. Look how cute she used that hippo. She used the Ray of Sunshine background stamp in the back there. A few of the little hippo dies, another thing that's in the celebration. And can you see the Wink Estella? Mary loves some shimmer, and she's got tons of Wink Estella on her little hippo there. And then this is Shoshana's swap. Look, it's a fancy fold. It opens like that. Isn't that cute? And this one, in fact, uses the designer series paper that we're going to use on my card today. It's part of that Hostess designer series paper, or Stamp Rewards. I think it used to be called Host, now it's Stamp Rewards designer series paper. I'll show you that later. And then, now this is where we're going to get into the casing part. So this one is Brenda Varner's, and she used that geranium stamp. But then when I opened up her card, it says, look, it was cased. Copy and share everything. As demonstrators, we love to copy and share everything, and I'll show you. But page 58 in the annual catalog. So I went to page 58 in the annual catalog, and look, sure enough, there's Brenda's card right there. Look how cute that is. So when she copied it, she put her own touches onto her card, and that's what it ended up looking. But it's a really, really cute card. Okay. So then the last part of my swap, this is Amy's card. Now, Amy's not part of my team. Amy and I have been fellow demonstrators and friends for a long, long time. And she usually jumps in on my team swap. Well, it's fun, and she's a friend, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so this was Amy's swap. So then when I got Amy's swap, I decided that I wanted to use that for my third card of my stamp club this month. So I called Amy, or I texted Amy and told her, hey, I'm gonna case your card, which of course she was fine with. But I think I could be wrong. Amy said that she cased her card from the mini catalog. So let me go back here. I'm gonna look back here to find the stamp. If you have our mini catalog, the cool thing back here is that the catalog in a glance has all the stamp sets in the catalog alphabetical order. So if you go down here under P, it's on page 46. It just makes it easier to find stuff in the catalog. But look on page 46 here, and I think we'll find a card that looks pretty similar to Amy. So it looks like that. So I think that's where Amy started with her swap, right? And then I cased it. Mine ended up looking like this. So then I called Amy back and I said, hey, Amy, I would love to do a video. And she said, hey, I plan to do a video too. And I thought, okay, that's cool. Then we can see how different each other's looked after we finished the cards. So I'm going to show you how I did my card, and I'm going to attach or put down in the description a link to Amy's card, and you can go back, because Amy did a video last Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just a little ink on YouTube. I think she has a blog with all the measurements of her style, and then I'll show you how I did my swap. And it's funny, or peculiar, I'm not sure which, how we do things totally different, but if you look, our cards really look quite the same. So like I said, I did a bunch of these for my stamp club. This is my third card because at Stamp Club, in case you're interested, we make 2 cards using the same bundle, right? And then I usually send a third card that I make for them. And I like to use, new and different stuff to give them more ideas of other things you could use from the annual catalog. So I have most of my paper here already cut because, like I said, I did my swaps. And the bad thing is, usually I would tell you to go to my blog, becreativekathy.com. It has all the measurements there. Well, my blog is still down. They're telling me it might even be another week. I think I fixed the issue, but so it'll be another week. So I'm going to try to give you the measurements here, and then, well, in a week you can look them up on my blog again. But this is mint macaron designer or cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and now I've scored it at 4 1/4 just to make your simple card base. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. There we go. And then let me show you the dies real quick. I should have showed you that earlier, and the stamp set. So this is what the Perched in a Tree bundle looks like. This is the stamp set. It has great greetings. I love the little splatters, the little chunky bird and the branch. And then it has the dies that cut out that chunky bird and the branch. But then it also has these beautiful leaf dies, and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what this is. I haven't played with this one yet. And then it has those branches dies that look like this, that cut out, make a scene on your card. So that's what the bundle looks like. So I've already taken a piece of soft suede, 5 1/4 by 4, and I ran it through with that die and cut out the window. Then I took some craft ink and a blender brush, and I inked it up. I tapped off a lot of it, and I just kind of spread a little bit of white ink onto my branches. Can you see that there? It added just that touch of color on there that made it like. Now I said I inked it up like this. I made sure I touched it off a bunch, and then I lightly went over my branches, and that's what I got that effect like that. Okay, then another piece of paper I used was the designer series paper that's back here in the background. Now I used what I told you that this big old bundle of paper like this. It's on the stamp rewards. You can't buy it, you have to earn it. You can either place an order of $150 and you get the stamp rewards, or you could get a few friends together and create a party, and then they all order, and then you get the host rewards. And we can talk about that. If you have any more questions, let me know. But that's what designer series paper I used. Now on Amy's card, now I can't find Amy's card. On Amy's card, she used that Splendid Day designer series paper. See it here in the background? Instead of using the foil, she used the plain side, and it looked like that. Okay, so that's my designer series paper. That one is also cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I have a couple scraps here, and I went ahead and die cut the little leaves. So these leaves are using that gold and rose gold specialty paper. It looks like this. It has that really pretty shimmer to it. And then when you cut it out with those dies, I don't know if you can see or not, but it also has, it also has the veins in there. No, maybe you can't see it on camera, but trust me, there it goes. That's a pretty good view of the veins. You can see it here better on just the plain cardstock. But so I've already cut this, and this here is soft seafoam. I cut that of cardstock. Then the last thing I have is this little strip here, and this one I have to measure. I'm not sure what this size is. This one, it looks like it's 3 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and take this. This is also that mint macaron, and I picked the mint macaron just because it matched the designer series paper. But I'm going to put that into my punch here at the 1 inch slot and just make a banner on the end. Now I think in this case it would be easier to punch it first and then stamp it, so I'm going to do it like that. Okay, so now I have my banner here. So the only stamping I have is this little tag that we're gonna, oh, and I just stuck my finger in the ink. That was good. Grab my block here. And I'm gonna stamp it in the same color as that soft suede. So I'm gonna just ink it up here. Try to, you know, I'm gonna practice one time on a piece of scratch paper, real quick to make sure. There, okay. Try to get it straight. I'm gonna go in the center a little bit toward the left. Stamp that down. Hopefully I got it straight. Let that ink sink in. And then there, that's not bad. I'll take that one any day. Okay, like I said, that's the only stamping that we're going to do besides the, I'll call it sponging that I did on this piece. Oops, so now I have all my pieces here. Let's kind of clean up a little bit and put them together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and turn it over on the back, and I'm going to place dimensionals up in all four corners. And then let me find like an edge. Here we go. And I'm going to take some of these edges here and cut them down pretty small and place these, whoop, there goes the back, along these little pieces like that. And then that way, and I'm not going to worry about doing it all over, I just want to make sure the center of my die has some support. Maybe another one right here. Try to get it in the bigger places. Let's put one more right here. I think that, but I'm going to put one more right here to give that little centerpiece a little bit of support. Let's see if I can, now let's make sure you can't see, nope, you can't see any of my dimensionals on the front. So let me grab my Stamparatus base real quick here. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus base to get this lined up perfect with my Designer Series paper. So first I'm going to take all those dimensionals off, or the covers of the dimensionals. No need to take the dimensionals off, I just put those on there. And then I'm going to set this up in the corner like that, and then take my Designer Series paper and just set that up in the corner, and now it should be lined up perfect with that paper there. Now I'm going to check the top and the bottom. Now to me my paper's a little bit bigger. Nope, there's no really, I was going to cut some down, but I don't think it even needs to be trimmed down. I think it looks pretty good just like that. Okay, so then I'm going to take this and I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to glue this to the front of my card. There, now we have that dimension under our trees branches, or these tree trunks here. I'm going to take this piece here. Now to put this, I want to put this on here, but I want to make sure that it stays flat. So I'm going to even take a dimensional and just set it right here on my card base. And then I'm going to put some adhesive, just some tape runner, over here on the tag, or on the banner part of the tag, and throw it across the room, and lay that right there on my card. Look how cute that is. Then with just a little bit, nope, I'm going to put another dimensional right maybe here to hold that big leaf so it's flat. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. And then I'm going to tuck that under and set that leaf maybe right there. I think that looks good. Same thing with this leaf, just a little bit adhesive on the back from my tape runner, and set that right there on the corner of my tag. And look how cute the card is. So now all we need is the little bow here on the thing. So let me show you how I do little bows like that. I went and searched all the secondhand stores and found a big serving fork that actually has 4 prongs, and that's what you need when you do a fork bowl like this. And then I'm going to take this Simply Elegant trim. You can find this in the annual catalog, and I love this stuff at Christmas time. And I'll be honest with you, it's not very user friendly. That's why I think you need the fork to tie the bow, because it's kind of stiff, but it's really pretty, and it's just worth all the hassle that it is. So I'm going to take it. You saw how I wrapped it around the back, right? So let me start again because I was talking. I took my bow, put my trim in the front, like across the front like this, wrap it around the back, and then come in the front and put that under those through that middle prong, and then bring it up the back, and then I'm going to just tie a simple knot right here in the front, and I'm going to pull it as tight as I can. Okay, one more time because it slipped off my fork before I was ready. One more time. So I'm going to take my fork, lay it across the front, come around the back, and then slip that trim underneath through that single or that middle prong, and then up around the back. I hope that makes sense. And then I'm going to just tie it into a simple knot, keeping it on my fork so I can pull it nice and tight. There we go. Now it stayed on. Now when you pull it nice and tight like that, it makes a really pretty bow. Look how cute my little bow is for my card. And then I'm going to take some ribbon here that I use for, or scissors I use for ribbon. Just trim my ends a little bit. And then with the glue dot, I'm going to take a glue dot here. Again, I'm going to use my scissors and just fold that glue dot in half. And pick that up and set that right here at the stem of that little gold flower, or leaf, not a flower, it's a leaf. Put my bow down, and there you go. So that's how I did my card. Now let me show you Amy's again. Amy looks like this. Again, you can go see how Amy did her card. I was kind of, it was peculiar how much different Amy did her card compared to mine, although they look very much alike. But you can watch Amy's video. I'll put the link in the description below. So there you go. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Bye-bye.